Okay, we are recording. I think we're live too. All right, here's the intro.
You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Howdy, folks. Welcome in. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee Podcast. My name is Steve. I'm never going to get tired of that intro, Soul Gravy.
I know.
I really
too
enjoy
funny.
it. Shout out to Evan Boyer. That's the voice behind the voice there. And then Adam Hood for showing up in our intro. But welcome in. How was your day, Soul Gravy?
Man, it was good. Still trying to get over way down in Mississippi Fest. Thanks to Jason Eady and that group for putting on an amazing event for sure.
Yeah, I was.
Thanks for
I was
letting me
happy
come and crash it for a little while.
I was happy for you, but I was also a little bit jealous. So hope you had fun. Can't wait to see all the videos and whatnot. But tonight, folks, as always, special treat. Our friend Gatlin Johnson is here. Welcome in, Gatlin. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How you been?
I've been all right. Been busy. Busy.
I know you've been busy. Well, we sincerely appreciate you taking a couple minutes to chat with us tonight. I think maybe to get started, if you don't mind, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Give us a little bit of your backstory in case there's somebody out there who is not familiar with you.
Yeah, I'm a artist out of Lubbock, Texas, songwriter predominantly. Got a band that we've been on the road for a little over a year and a half now, I think you could say, full band together. Getting busier and busier every weekend and every month, and it's been great so far.
Good deal. Well, we appreciate it. We're going to learn a lot more about you. Soul Gravy and I have been really hammering the research, so should be interesting. So this section, Gatlin, we like to play a little game, and I get a quiz, Soul Gravy, on famous folks from your hometown. Hometown in question tonight is Aledo, Texas. Aledo is just a little west of Fort Worth. Population, man, it's growing, but I'm going to say it's around 6,000. Is that right?
I don't know what the population is anymore, but it's grown ever since I left every year.
Not dissimilar to a lot of communities around the DFW area. It just kind of keeps gobbling up. But Aledo is known as Titletown, Texas. Soul Gravy, any wonder why it's called Titletown, Texas?
Something to do with the Cowboys?
No, that's a good guess. Aledo has won 12 state championships in football. They have an absolute powerhouse. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit about that probably at some point tonight. But shout out to Aledo. If you haven't been there, go visit. Soul Gravy, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
You're ready. All right. Well, we're going to start you off with, I'll give you a hint. It's in the sports. So first off, Corey Bradford.
Sport ball.
Sport ball. That's right. Now, any guess who Corey Bradford is?
I'm not sure.
Not sure? Would you like to gander a
like
guess?
You should.
I mean, you've got a pretty good chance.
Let's say he's a football player, but I don't think so.
That was a bad guess. Cody Bradford is a pitcher for the Texas Rangers.
World Series champion.
Yep.
Oh, I knew it was either football or baseball.
Yeah, you're in the you ended in ball, so you're good.
Who did you say he played for?
He played for the Rangers. Or plays for the Rangers. I think still plays for the Rangers, doesn't he? Yeah.
I believe he's still on the Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track, but I believe he is with the Rangers. So
Okay.
Shout out to him. All right, next up we have Mary.
I enjoyed the playoffs and World Series. Sorry,
And
I got a little latency going on.
Yep.
Um,
World Series was
I was
insane.
going to say I enjoyed the playoffs and the World Series this year. Mm-hmm. And but there was a long period there where I kind of stopped watching baseball as much. But I really enjoyed it this year for sure.
Yeah, it was crazy. Game 7. I mean, was it Game 5 that went 18 innings or whatever? That was nuts. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Mary Michael Patterson. Any guesses what Mary Michael Patterson is famous for?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay.
I don't know what she's. I'm not familiar.
She's a well-known Broadway actress and singer. So shout out to Mary Michael.
Yeah. I should have known that. My sister did musical theater. I should have known that.
Okay. All right. Well, you got something for Thanksgiving, so that's helpful. All right. Next up, Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
I think Gatlin knows. Do you want to phone a friend, Soul Gravy?
Let's phone a friend. But that's who is the Paxton that played for the Bulls?
That's John Paxton.
Not the same one, was it?
No, different.
Bill
John
Paxton.
That's right. Okay.
Is from Alito, Texas. He played Morgan Earp in Tombstone, and he was the lead guy in Twisters. He was an actor.
I think he passed at a pretty young age.
I know who he is.
He did. He passed away in the past 5 years or so, somewhere recently.
I mean, I might argue that he's the most famous person.
He probably is.
From Alito so far, at least. All right, Soul Gravy. I got a few more for you. Sloan Struble.
Oh my gosh.
Struble. Sorry. Struble. I think it's Struble.
Struble.
Okay, well, I'm gonna phone a friend.
All right, there you go.
Tell us who he.
Well, he was famous to me for being my best friend's older brother's best friend. So I didn't grow up around him, but we'd always cross paths whenever I was hanging out after school with my buddy Drew Price. His brother Robbie Price was friends with Sloan Struble, and now he's known as Dayglow. Is that right?
Yes, he is an indie pop artist. So shout out Soul Gravy. Put that on your playlist, or not, but you can if you'd like.
We're writing it down right now.
It's cool stuff. It's cool stuff. I'm pretty sure he records every track on it. Like it's all him.
Oh, cool. Well, shout out to doing it all. We're going to talk a little bit about that here in a bit. ER Bills, BILLS, Soul Gravy.
I'm not familiar, but I like anybody that has initials for their names.
I do too. Usually makes me think of somebody that might be a little bit, I guess in the past. You know, like you got the old
right. There's not a lot of ERs these days. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's just a little bit older. But I think he's with us now. He's a writer and journalist known for his books on some great books on Texas history. So if you like that, ER Bills is your guy.
I should have known journalist with initials in the name.
Yes, 100%. All right, I've got one more for you, and this is going to take us into. I think you got a chance for this one, Soul Gravy. This is going to take us into our conversation a little bit about Gatlin's background. His name is Jermichael Finley.
Oh.
Man, I should know. I know that name. Man, I know he plays. I know he's sports, and
he does.
I'm going blank on what he plays. I'm thinking he's in football.
You are correct. He was a tight end.
It's late.
I believe for the Packers, and I think he won a Super Bowl too, or maybe more than one.
I think he's a Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
Yeah. He was a Green Bay Packers tight end for a long time. He's not actually from Alito, I don't think.
Okay.
I would contest that. He does live in Alito now. His son is from Alito. He lives in Alito, plays for the Bearcats right now, and he's like one of the best receivers in the nation, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. Apparently, the talent's in the family. There's one other person that I would like to identify. I'm pretty sure it's from Alito, and this will stay connected to the football thing. But Jonathan Gray, he's from Alito, right?
The best Texas high school running back of all time.
Yeah, insane. Just absolutely insane. Fun fact is his grandma gave me an Uber ride. So
really?
Yeah. Yep. She told me, I already knew about him, but she told me all about him, and that was a lot of fun. She's a sweetheart. All right, that's Alito, Texas, folks. Gatlin, tell us a little bit about the whole football culture, because I know you were tied into that as well.
Yeah, it's life. Like, seriously, football is king in Alito, and it is in a lot of places in Texas, but I don't think any of them are quite like Alito, and it's a good thing. It's not a negative thing, like some shows might make it out to be. It's really, the culture is built around it in a good way. You mentioned Jonathan Gray. I was in kindergarten when he was, I think, a sophomore, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like
that was his first season as starting running back, and I think he had over 65 rushing touchdowns in a season.
It's impressive.
And so I grew up watching this guy like when I could first really understand what football was. And I didn't grow up wanting to play in the NFL. I grew up wanting to be a Bearcat because of him and because of we won state in 2009. He actually was part of 3 state championships. It was 2009, 2010, and 2011. So that's what started it all for me, was watching him. And I hate to give him credit, but he's a friend of mine now. But Matt Bishop is another guy. I would say like famous in a small town is another thing, because there's a lot of famous guys from Alito that you're not gonna know them, but like I would have listed. I would have had a whole different list, because everybody from one side of Parker County to the other knows who Matt Bishop and the Bishop brothers are. But so watching guys like that, it gets instilled at a young age, especially after success. So then I wanted to play football as soon as I could. So I was in 2nd grade, starting to play football, and then Pee Wee coaches are obviously already into it. And it's just like from then on, it was all I knew was football, and got to high school. And we had the opportunity to win 3 state championships when I was in high school as well. We lost one my freshman year. It's not because I didn't play, but I didn't play, so I would like to say that.
Fair enough.
I was way too small to play, but we did lose by 1 point. But anyways, it still bothers me a little bit. I can still remember seeing some seniors crying, and that's a feeling. Like, I hate losing worse than I like to win.
Sure.
So that one will stick with me forever. But we did get to win 3, so I definitely can't complain about being raised in that culture.
And is going back to Pee Wee football, because I knew you probably knew that this is where this podcast was going to go, but
yeah.
Would y'all run the same offense as the high school? Was it that ingrained?
No, I don't know if there was a rule against it or if they were just hesitant to do that, but we didn't do that until middle school. But as soon as you hit middle school,
it was on.
It was like football camp was a big thing too in Alito. And man, when football camp took on a whole nother meaning when you got to middle school. It was like you're learning football, not just, running routes and throwing passes and having a good time. Like it was a time to learn.
Well, as an outsider, it's impressive to watch just everything that's gone on in Alito. And I would say, I don't know how many years since 2009, but it feels like almost every year y'all end up winning a state championship. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to wrap my mind around from an insider from being a part of it.
Right.
It was just an expectation.
Yep.
And it will continue to be that way, I believe. I mean, they're supposed to win it this year too. Anything short of that is not good enough. I remember, I mean, it was the greatest speech I've ever heard to this day. Like, I played a little bit of college football too, but it just wasn't the same to me. The culture wasn't the same. But so, of all the football I've ever played, the best speech that was ever given was Coach Steve Wood after we lost the state championship my freshman year in 2017, which, like you said, it feels like we win every year.
Right.
But the guys that didn't win, or the years that didn't win, they will never forget that, because it was like letting down the whole community, because the expectation's not to get close, or, is to win. And we lost. And I remember like I said, my coach, Steve Wood, he was always a fired up guy, but when it came to like pregame speeches, it was always business. It was, we're just going to do what we prepared to do, and play our game. Defense is going to do this, offense is going to do that, and we'll win. And it was like, yeah, and we go out and we do it. And then we got to state the next year after losing, and he started that way, and then you could hear him start to like pause a little bit and get a little more fired up, and it started ramping up. And he said, the thing that he said that gave me chills was, he said, "We didn't come here for no stinking silver medal." And and he was screaming at that point, and the whole place just went crazy.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it was an expectation. Still is, I believe.
Well, it's super impressive. I do want you to talk a little bit about kind of your journey with football. If I understand, you ended up at West Texas A&M, and then maybe you could talk a little bit about kind of how you got where you are now.
Yeah, I went to play at West Texas A&M, and I redshirted my freshman year, like most of us did. There was only one or two freshmen that got to suit up and everything, which, being a redshirt at West Texas A&M at the time, I don't know if this is what it means everywhere, but it meant we were going through off season during the season. So
Right.
you get up at 4 a.m, you go lift, you get done at 5:30, you pad up, and you go be a hitting dummy for the guys that are going to play. And so my body was already kind of worn down. Our season had gone into the next year, my senior year, because of COVID. So we didn't finish until late January. And and then from then on, right after that, it was 2 weeks later, I signed my national letter of intent or whatever you call it, the letter of intent to play at WT. And then I started doing their workouts while I was at Alito. And anyways, my body's just exhausted.
Right.
And we're right into a redshirt off-season type deal. And I broke my foot the week that I was supposed to suit up for the first time. And that was just demoralizing to me at the time.
Sure.
And wasn't too long of a recovery. Took a little while to be able to walk. I think it was like 6 weeks on a scooter. Yada, yada, yada. Bad injury, bad timing. Got back. Hurt my shoulder, dislocated my shoulder. Didn't get to play in the spring game. So all that time recovering, and then just to get hurt again right before another opportunity, whatever. And so I had a decision to make, whether this was what I wanted to do anymore or not. Was it worth it? And I mean, that's still probably the toughest decision I've made at this point in my life. I'm, haven't had to make too many tough decisions, so I can say that confidently. But yeah, quit playing football. All my friends were still there, and I still like the school. It's a great university, and I spent another semester there as just a student, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I started writing songs again. Like, I had written a couple of songs in high school, just because I wanted to. It wasn't something that I was super passionate about. I just played guitar in high school and church and stuff, and that was how I was passionate about it. But then I had this time off, and I realized how much time I had without football in my life. And I just popped out probably like 8 to 10 songs in 2 months of not playing football and being at school. And they weren't great, you know. A couple of them I still play, but that's kind of what brought me to my journey, and then playing gigs and stuff after that.
Did you did the Lubbock, I guess, kind of the Lubbock music scene, or the history of the Lubbock music scene, have any impact on you deciding to go to Tech? Or
100%, 100%. Okay. I met a couple of important people that helped me decide that was what I wanted to do. I was fortunate enough to see Wade Bowen and Randy Rogers' show at Billy Bob's, and I knew Wade Bowen had gone to Tech, and we ended up getting backstage, and I didn't really get to talk to him about it. It was kind of, there was a meet and greet going on and whatever, but we were sitting back there, and William Clark Green walked in, and I went up and talked to him, and I was just nervous, like 18 years old.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And luckily, he was nice enough that night. I think he had just had a kid. I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing. I think he was there celebrating that, and he was leading the conversation, asking me questions and stuff. And I told him I was thinking about moving to Lubbock, and he said, "Man, just get into Blue Light on Monday night songwriter nights, and they'll work you out." And he kind of laughed, and I was like, "What does he mean they'll work me out?" And I found out what that means. But I also first paid gig I ever had was in Godley, Texas, and I've told this story a bunch. I hate to say his name. I hate to give him too much credit. He's a great dude. But Slade Coulter was playing it, and I met him that day, and he told me the same thing. He was like, "Man, Lubbock's a great town to start music in. Go to Blue Light on songwriter nights." And as soon as I got to Lubbock in January of 2023, I started going like every Monday night. I mean, I don't think I missed one for probably the whole semester.
Nice.
And that's probably why my grades weren't amazing that semester, but just late Monday nights. But no, they were all right. But yeah, those two guys telling me that, which I already knew about the Lubbock music scene, but having the chance to meet somebody face to face and them telling me that really pushed me to move here.
Well, short of having, I mean, I'm sure I'm going to leave some people out, but short of having Pat Green there for that conversation, you kind of had the triumvirate of Lubbock music. I mean, you know, yep. Waylon and Buddy Holly can't show up, so that's pretty impressive.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I love hearing that, and fun time to be a Red Raider too, by the way. I'm guessing you've made it to a game or two this year?
I've been to one game this year.
Okay. All right. Nice. All right.
Just been out of town mostly, but.
Yeah, you've been working. I understand. All right. Well, super depressing. I didn't get to ask the pie question today. So, Gatlin, you lucked out on that, but I'm going to hand it over to Soul Gravy.
Well, thank you for Patrick Mahomes, by the way. I'm a Chiefs fan, so yeah, appreciate that. Any kind of surprise correlations between the football world and into the music world that, you know, maybe you didn't expect, or anything that comes to mind?
I would say from my perspective, leading people is one way that, you know, I would have never learned to really, I mean, I'm sure there was other ways I could have learned to be a leader, but football is how I learned to lead people. And so when you're starting a band, you know, and you don't know anything, I'm the least knowledgeable person about music in my band, which is a good thing, you know, but how do you lead those people?
Great thing. Yep.
It's an impossible question to lead them about music, but leading people is another story. And I think that I've done a decent job of it. I mean, you might have to ask them about that to get really specific, but yeah, that's one way. I'd also say that.
Yeah, we just got a text message that said bullshit.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that would be probably something they would say, but No, we're still friends for now. You know, we'll see what happens in 5 years, but no, that's a whole nother joke. But I was gonna say something else about football that might correlate, but just the grind. I mean, like week after week and keeping your nose, even if you're not playing, like being a scout team guy, maybe your freshman year, and seeing results later. You know, that's a lot.
Right.
Like music is.
I could see where the ups and downs of one thing could be, correlated to the other. And like you said, and especially if you're not passionate about it, then you would bow out.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You
for
know,
sure, yeah.
um, because neither are easy, right? So,
Right, correct.
as when you first started getting into music, you said that you were already writing songs. Were you already intent like that you wanted to write songs and perform those songs more than just dive into a cover band? Or I mean, I'm sure you did the cover band stuff anyway, but you wanted to do your music from the get go.
Yeah, yes, sir. I would say from the get go. I attribute that to my friend Ben Hatton. I don't know if y'all know who he is. He's around the Fort Worth area, but I grew up. Ben was leading worship in the church that I went to.
Oh,
And my dad was leading worship in the church that Ben went to. And so there's like this really cool connection between me and Ben Hatton. But when I first started, I mean, this was when I was probably a teenager, and he found out that I was playing in church. I think he told me this before I even started really playing music. He said, "Man, don't, write songs and play them. Don't care what anybody says or if anybody even pays attention. But, you know, if you get known for singing a cover, people are always going to want to hear that." So he encouraged me to write my songs and play them, and that's really why from the very start, it was all about songwriting. And then when I started playing shows, it was all about playing the songs that I was writing. So yeah, I'd say from the very start, it's been that way.
When did you put your first you know first music out on the Spotify or anything? How long has that
Um,
been?
2023. So my first semester at Tech, actually, um, I put my first project out, and it was some songs that I had recorded while I was at WT. I played at an abandoned dormitory at night. I'd sneak in there. There was always a door open, so I didn't have to break and enter or anything, but there was always a door open. And this guy came in there one night and heard me, and he caught me, but he didn't say anything. He just went back to what he was doing, what he was working on in the building. And I figured I'd go say hi to him after I finished, and I went in there and said, "What's up?" And he said, "Man, I'm putting together this the recording studio. I'm putting it back together in the music building, and I need some people to come record if you want to." And so I said, "Yeah," and we made some time to get together, and I was like a guinea pig, and he did a good enough job, really, just being an acoustic. And I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know I wanted to do music at this point, you know, the way that I'm doing it now. And so when he was telling me how to put music out and all this stuff, I just did whatever he said, and I did it, and didn't think about it. And so some of those songs I would not go listen to them at all. I've thought about taking them down, but I still see every now and then I can still see a couple people listening to them, and I'm like, well, it's just a start. Somebody told me that releasing music's just a stamp in time, and you just keep moving forward. So I don't think there's any reason to pull it, but that's how I started releasing music, was that Buffalo Acoustic Sessions project. Really odd story of meeting that guy and him pushing me to put it out.
yeah. So, Gravy, what do you think about?
I saw that on Spotify. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. What do you think about? I mean, because we hear that a lot, where somebody
Gotta love it.
Yeah, sorry, we got a little delay there. We hear that a lot where somebody goes, man, I'm not in love with the first stuff that I put out. But as a fan, what's your perspective on that?
I mean, I can see where, if it's a certain level of not good or whatever, where an artist might want to pull that down just because, you don't want to shine a bad light on yourself, especially if you're, young and naive, putting it out there and, and I don't know. I guess it would be depend on the level of bad. Because if I would have done it, then it would be extremely awful. But everyone's so hard on themselves, which makes sense. Why we all are. But I don't know. I think there's something kind of romantic about being able to look back at like if you go back into your discography to 2023 and you listen, and someone were to listen to that, and then they can listen all the way to current. I mean, to me, there's something cool about that too.
Yeah. As a fan, I will speak to that. I mean, I enjoy the journey. So I enjoy hearing kind of the development. And, I don't expect necessarily everything to be at a, the highest production level I get. Like we all start somewhere. So, just curious how you feel about that. And Gatlin, I know it feels like you've been here for 3 hours, but believe it or not, we have. Did we lose him? Sorry.
Am I here?
Yeah, his battery was going down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep. So I know it feels like you've been here for 3 hours, but believe it or not, we made it to halftime. You've been nice enough to share with us one of your songs, Only Shot. Do you mind giving us a little bit of a intro on that, or tell us a little bit about that song before we play it?
Yeah, it's it's the title track from the EP we put out this summer, and it's the most proud I've been of a project so far. I really believed in this one, and I still do. But this is the title track because it's the story. I mean, it's a 100% true story of the night that I learned that music was not just a hobby for me. It's what I want to do. It's a passion. It's a 100% true story about that night. So.
Cool. All right, Gatlin, you and I are going to go silent so Soul Gravy can get us the best cut of this possible. So.
All right.
Here we go.
Was 11, 26, 21. Looked to my left and there she was, the woman of my dreams, just a couple steps away from me. Standing in a sold out GA, thinking of the right words to say. The show was about to start, no, I can't let my chance slip away. Then it happened so quick in a blink of an eye. Said what I said, hope it all came out right. The band started to play, I got lost in the tone. Couldn't keep my eyes wandering to you. I ain't the kind of guy to regret a whole lot. That night I might have missed my only shot. The highway boys lit up the stage, ripping tunes and straight melting my face. Knew right then and there, if you're honest, people care what you say. These days I've been writing and playing, and my boys are worth more than I can pay them. They believe in my songs, I hope they ain't wrong in with me. Now it's happening quick our songs, I hope they ain't wrong, and we make.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
So I love the line, talking about the your boys are worth more than you can pay them. That if I was in your band, I would love hearing that line every damn night. So
Yeah, I'm sure they do, because it's really true. They're great. Some of the best dudes and players at our age. I really think so.
Can you, Gatlin, can you talk a little bit about some of the, well, I think I know that this is the first time that you've managed a band. So what are some of the challenges and some of the things that you're dealing with that maybe were unexpected? I don't need all the details, but to kind of give somebody an understanding of what that's like.
We're all just really busy with life. I mean, we're 24, I think, is our oldest guy, and so we had our drummer Tristan, graduate and move to San Marcos for a job, and trying to keep everybody together. And in some situations, it might seem like just find another drummer, but Tristan is like, that's our guy. That is our guy, 100%. So right now we're doing whatever we can to keep him with us, and that's where like we have to make a show where I don't get paid. I pay my guys, and the rest of the money goes to the band fund. So maybe sometimes taking the money out of the band fund and paying a little bit extra if he had to drive. And then we've got Xavier, who is our steel player, and that's just ridiculous. Like, to have a 23, 24-year-old steel player that plays as well as he does. So I think right now, this has not really been an issue since we've been busy, but hanging on to him is going to be an issue. And so that's always on my mind. Like, I have the pressure of always being booked so that somebody else can't have him. Right. And that's selfish, but that's like really real. We want him to be with us because
part of it.
He's the first one that I played with. So my whole sound that we've created or are creating still, I would like to think that it's still, in the process, but it's mostly around my songs and still the way he plays steel guitar.
Right.
And so keeping him has been a huge priority to me. And then finding a guitar player in Texas that wants to play country music is also impossible. Like,
yeah, it is.
Because people want to play rock and roll. They want to sound like, and this is not a shot. This is just like a different kind of music than we play for the most part. Like, Only Shot, that song right there, is most rock and roll song that we've put out and probably will put out, and I love it. But like, different guitar players going to play for Cody West and not play for me. And I would say that right now the majority of the scene is leaning towards that rock and roll, not near traditional country at all. And so especially like people who are learning like we are, man, finding a guitar player was just impossible. That was a good fit. And we lucked out with the first one that we really had, because Xavier was like, dude, you've got to get a guitar player. I can't keep playing all these by myself on the steel. Right. And so we searched really hard and found one. His name was Weston Boss. And man, he was immediately great fit. And then he moved to San Antonio. So we ended up having to find somebody else, and we had a guy on bass. His name's Asher Wall, and I knew him. I had seen him play guitar and play the fiddle and play the banjo. He played the banjo with Jared a little bit.
Yeah.
And so he's our guitar player now. I don't know if you knew that, but he's our guitar player, and he's killer too. But it's just so hard to find. I think our age people playing country music and wanting to be on the road is another thing. Like, we've had drummers and bass players that'll play with us in Lubbock, but they want to do the local thing, and that's just a whole nother career path. And so those are some struggles that, like, keeping a band together, you might not have thought of. Just it's always something. There's always something. And then getting rehearsal to be good. We can't rehearse anymore.
Right.
Because we have our drummer in San Marcos.
Yeah.
And luckily, we've played enough shows and rehearsed enough. I used to make them rehearse every week before a show, and I would still try to make them rehearse if we didn't have a show. And I know that some of them hated that, but it was always a good time.
Right.
And now I'm glad that we did that because we've done it to the point where we can go play a show and everybody can practice on their own to the tracks that we have. And but yeah, it's a herding cats deal always.
No question. Well, and I don't know, this might not be a fair question, but have you and if you don't want to give this away, you don't have to, but have you thought about where you will be once you're done with school in terms of geography wise?
I have. I think about it all the time, and I think right now the biggest thing is just finishing school. Um, I think that's the most
Good answer.
important thing to think about. But I do have a couple of thoughts about that. I think I'll either stay in Lubbock for a little bit, or move to Fort Worth or San Marcos.
Yeah.
It just depends.
All great places. So, Gravy, I'm going to hand it to you because apparently I've frozen, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, it's a extremely handsome picture of you.
I
So
appreciate that.
at least
Thank
it's, um, I, well, we lost Gatlin too.
I'm back.
There we go. I got you. As far as I know you were talking about where you might move. Is the music scene a big part of that as far as those decisions?
Yes, for sure. Some people might not like to hear this, but that's 100% the reason that I'm thinking about moving those places. I don't have any other plans for my life right now. Fort Worth would obviously be great because my family's there. I would love that. San Marcos is great because it's so central in Texas, like 2 hours from anywhere except Lubbock. The only place that you'd have to make a trip to is Lubbock, and I would not mind making that trip any day of the week. But San Marcos is great because you got Austin's really right there. There's a lot of places to play just in that area that are within an hour. So yeah, it does make a huge difference. The scenes. I know Fort Worth's got a great scene because I've spent a little bit of time around those people at Mags and in the stockyards, and I have a great love for that and the history of that. So 100%. Lubbock, by the way, is
What
an amazing music scene to live in as well. I have no problem living out here, but eventually I will leave.
what of course I'm the Tennessee guy, so I'm the outsider. Well, um, I know that the Lubbock scene is amazing because we hear that. I hear it so much, even here. But why aren't more people located there? Is it just because it's out of the circle a little bit further away from everywhere? Is it the location that actually does make people, live somewhere else?
I would say so. I From personally talking to people, I haven't heard anybody say a negative thing about living in Lubbock or starting doing music in Lubbock. Like, is the most supportive community. People that don't play music just love original music. I don't think there's
Great.
another place like it as far as that. I mean, the whole city can get behind an artist that's playing original songs and push them to be huge. So really, I think the only reason is that it's just so far from everything. When you're traveling a lot in Texas, and everywhere is a far trip from Lubbock. If you want to go play Houston, you can have a weekend that you think is great routing, right? Like, oh, we're gonna stop in San Marcos on Friday and we're gonna go play Houston. Well, that's great. So it was 6.5 hours to get to San Marcos to play the show. And then from there, it's 2.5 hours to get to Houston. And you're like, wow, okay, that drive wasn't so bad to Houston. Well, then the next day, you got to drive back to Lubbock. and it's 8 or 9 hours of driving after a weekend of playing shows, and then you got work or school or whatever, and so it's just it's a mess and a lot of time and energy on traveling from Lubbock. But it also, I mean, I think that there's something to be said about being the guy from Lubbock. I mean, um, I I cling to William Clark Green's song, "The Next Big Thing," because it's 100% true story from his journey, and I can totally relate to it. Like, what does it all mean if I can't even fill up my gas tank, and you really can't make it to the next show because you're in the panhandle of Texas and it's, still so far away. You made it to Amarillo, but are you going to make it to Spearman?
Right.
I mean, it's a massive state, and Lubbock is out far away from everything.
It makes sense. Um, one more, Tabo, and then I'll send it your way. I don't know if that we still got a lag or not.
All good.
What about the as far as opening for folks? I don't know. One of the things that I'm always curious about, or I want to know, is when you're in an opening spot, if you're in front of someone else's crowd, um, but you see their heads are starting to nod, they're starting to dig what you're, picking up what you're putting down. What's that? What's that like from your point of view?
I think it's one of the most rewarding things that I've experienced. If you're at my stage, when you're headlining shows, people are either coming to see you or they're just coming, not for music. And that's really sad because people aren't coming to Discover anymore for the most part because they have TikTok. So the only opportunity that I feel like is really important to make new fans, like the only opportunities that for sure that you have the opportunity, if you play well, you can make new fans, is opening for other people. And so it's been, like I said, one of the most rewarding things. I think one of the best ones is when I met Steve was I went and opened for Jared and Aaron Watson in Kansas. And that was the furthest that I had been from home, which is Texas. And I'm driving up there. Luckily, I call this God's routing, right? I got this show the day before, and I was going to a wedding in Kansas City that weekend anyways. And I don't know how that opportunity falls in my lap other than God, like seriously. And so I go up there, and I'm driving up there, and I'm thinking, man, I'm glad that there's another reason I'm coming up here, because there's a chance nobody cares what I'm saying or even likes the way I play music or whatever, And I'm not sure how many people were there at the Fox Theater, but I gained quite a few fans in Kansas that day. Just people coming up afterwards and following me, and sold the rest of my merch that night because they were so attentive and because they were there for music. They were there to see Aaron or they were there to see Jared, and then I happened to be there and they listened. So it's a huge deal, and it's super rewarding to see that happen.
Yeah, well, sometimes things work out, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we have a rapid fire section, and then I think I'll add in this section before rapid fire. A little bit of a test here to see how it goes, but I decided I hadn't hopped into LinkedIn for a while, and Gatlin has a unique name, so I want to see how many Gatlin Johnsons are out there. So I did a little research for you. There's a Gatlin Johnson who is somehow a second connection of mine. If y'all have been on LinkedIn, you know what's going on. He's a software developer in Austin, so just keep that in mind, Gatlin, when you're down playing around Austin.
Cool.
There's also a Gatlin Johnson who is in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Jealous.
There's you. Yep. You're in Lubbock, student at Texas Tech. There's a Gatlin Johnson who's a project manager, 20-year Air Force veteran. Shout out to Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
he is in Florida. And then there's another Gatlin Johnson who sells life insurance in Spring, Texas. So we got 3 in Texas so far. We also have a Gatlin Johnson who's a student at the University of South Carolina. He's an outdoorsman as well, so shout out. Then we have a welder in Orlando. So by my count, we've got 7 Gatlin Johnsons out there. I'm sure that is important information for you to know.
That's awesome.
I wonder what Soul Gravy is doing on LinkedIn.
You know what? Fewer Soul Gravies. Fewer Soul Gravies.
Yeah.
All right, Gatlin, we're going to get to the rapid fire section. I don't think that went over great, Soul Gravy. So we'll maybe pause that for the next one. All right. I want to know, I assume you listen to Spotify from time to time, Gatlin?
Yes.
Safe. All right. Who do you think will be on your Spotify Wrapped this year?
Number 1?
Top couple, maybe.
Aaron Ratier.
What a song!
William Clark Green will definitely be one. I didn't grow up listening to William Clark Green's music, but this year I've definitely just listened to all of it.
Yeah.
So those 2, and then a new one would probably be. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I still listen to Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard way too much. So
that's not a thing. You can't listen to Willie or Merle too much. So shout out to you. Yeah, I just fun fact. Anytime we bring up Will, we always bring up Ross Cooper because he was a guest on the pod. We are few of us in this chat are pretty big Ring Lane Road fans. So one of the better songs that's ever been written. So shout out to those guys. Ross is also a Lubbock guy. So pretty cool. I want to know, this is Soul Gravy's question, and hopefully I do it justice, but if you started a podcast, let's say you started a podcast because you don't have enough things going on. You said, hey, I want to start a podcast. Who you could have your choice of anybody. Who would be your first guest?
My first guest on my podcast,
Preferably
choice
music.
of anybody. Yeah, that's a good clarification. I probably would have said Tom Brady. Let's see.
Or one of each.
No, I think music is the route to go here. That's a tough one. That is a tough question. I mean, Aaron Ratier, again, I hate to bring his name up again, but I've seen a podcast with him, and it's one of the most entertaining things that I've watched. Yeah, I think I wouldn't have to do any work if I had him as a guest on a podcast.
No.
You just let him go.
Did it happen to be 10-Year Town? Did it happen to be that one? Oh my God.
That one.
Folks, we like to promote other podcasts, but if you haven't seen that episode, just sit back and enjoy. He's one of the funniest humans around. Yeah, great answer. All right.
I was going to say, if you didn't want to have to ask any questions, you could have Brandon Howard on because he would just, from the pushing start,
That's true.
As soon as he hits go, he's on go too. So,
Gatlin, I don't know if you're familiar with Howard. There's a band called Howard County here in DFW, and Brandon Howard is not too far off from Aaron. He's just a cut up. So,
I've got a better answer, by the way.
Okay.
First podcast. I just thought of one, and this is music related. To my knowledge, he's not a musician, but do you know who Big Fish is?
No.
By chance? No. Okay,
I'll
so
check him out.
he is a door guy and bouncer at Mercury Lounge.
Oh,
and,
yeah, I know who Big Fish is. Yeah.
He's like one of the kindest dudes that I've ever had an interaction with, but I've also seen him flip a switch.
Yes.
Where he's one of the most terrifying human beings that I've ever been around. And I know I see his Instagram. If you would like to go follow Big Fish on Instagram, he posts stories all the time, and I read them every time, and I just can't believe what I'm reading. And I would love to have a podcast and sit down with him and
That's a very thoughtful answer. I like that.
Hear his thoughts.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Soul Gravy, next time you come to the area, we'll have to take you to the Mercury. That'd be fun. Let's see here. First concert you attended, and then the first concert that you paid for.
I mean, the first concert I attended, I probably can't remember. So I'm going to say that the first concert I attended and really remembered was AC/DC.
Oh, nice.
At American Airlines Center when I was in 7th grade.
Ears are still ringing.
Oh my goodness. Which this is actually hilarious. Like you said, ears ringing. Me and my dad parked in Fort Worth and took the train to Dallas, drops you off at American Airlines Center. Train ride back, my dad's talking to me. I can't hear what he's saying. He's like sitting right next to me. My ears are just ringing so loud, and I'm just blown away still by Angus Young and all of that experience, the cannons, all of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling my friends the next day at school about all of it, how cool it was, and then from then on, that was one of my favorite concerts ever. And then, come to find out, Xavier, our steel player, was at the same exact concert at American Airlines Center. Same exact experience with the train, all of it. Like,
oh wow,
same thing.
Yeah, what are the chances?
I don't know, but that's such a weird thing, but that's a funny connection there. And then first concert that I paid for. That's a really tough one to think about because my dad was always really avid about taking us to see live music. But one that I paid for, I think the first one that I paid for, and I was really upset about this one, was we as a family would always go to see Zach Brown Band when they came to Dallas or Fort Worth, and that's one of the best bands you'll ever see across all genres, like all around. I don't want to get into that. I don't have time to get into that, but that is like one of the best bands you'll ever see, and we saw them all the time. And then one year, I think I was in college, and family bought the tickets, and then not one of them could go. And I was the only one that could go. And they were like, find some friends to buy the tickets. Okay. So I bought the tickets with my money and sold them to my friends, and one of them never paid me. So I did buy that ticket for my friend to go see Zach Brown Band. And yeah, but that was the first ticket I ever bought to see a concert.
Good story.
That was the first experience of being a parent
Adult,
with concert tickets because
Sure.
the kids never pay you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. This I was supposed to ask earlier, but I'm going to include it on the rapid fire. When does your next single come out?
Next year. Next single comes out next year. I'm not sure exactly what day or month, but
All right.
It's going to be a really good one.
All right. We're looking forward to it. We will include it on the playlist. We have a First Friday playlist. So assuming it'll probably come out on a Friday, that's okay. If it doesn't, we'll get it on there either way, but looking forward to it. I want to know bucket list venue that you would like to play in the state of Texas. And then let's stretch it a little bit, maybe beyond Hays, Kansas. What's a bucket list venue that you would like to play outside the state of Kansas or the state of Texas? Oh, did we lose him?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Here he comes. How you been, Soul Gravy?
I'm good, man. I'm still trying to catch up from this weekend.
I understand.
There's so many moments at the ED Fest 2025 that sometimes it's kind of hard to it's like I keep remembering things that happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Yeah. No, I keep misremembering things too.
Yeah, it's kind of so much. No, not misremembering. Like kind of there's so much that goes on over the whole weekend that one thing starts trumping the next thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So
What?
and then when you start looking back at videos or pictures or whatever, it's like I don't know some of the moments that were going like as an example the very first night Thursday. Um, yeah, it was every artist that was on the lineup was sitting around doing a guitar pull, um, which
The
was
coolest. Yeah.
it was fun to hear all that, but it was also fun to watch all the other artists start wigging out over the artists that they had to follow. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Totally get that. I'd be the same way. All right.
Yeah.
Gatlin, the question, welcome back. The question is a venue inside the state of Texas that you would definitely like to play, and then also one outside the state of Texas that would be on your bucket list.
Green Hall is, I think, number one on my list now.
Nice.
It used to be Billy Bob's. Billy Bob's is still that's probably 1A, 1B for me in Texas. But Green Hall is my final answer. And then outside of Texas,
It can't be the Fox Theater in Hays, Kansas, but it could be somewhere else.
it's a great place.
Man, I love that place. I love
Great
that place.
place.
But you've already played there, so
I can't wait to get back up there. Gosh. Oh, Red Rocks.
Red Rocks
Easily.
is a good answer.
That's
All right.
an easy answer. Yeah.
All right. Last question I have for you, and then I'm going to hand you off to Soul Gravy for a very important question. I'm actually interested to see what the answer is tonight. I'm always interested, but this question is tribute bands, yay or nay? I don't know. Maybe you didn't hear me.
Sorry, I think I'm lagging a little bit.
Oh, okay. The question, my last question before I hand you off to Soul Gravy is tribute bands, yay or nay?
I would not pay money to see one.
Okay. There's a clear and concise answer to that one. Soul Gravy.
Exactly.
All yours.
All right. So I want to take a 1 second, and I know we don't do this too often or whatever, or I don't. But this fella right here, he is one of the fella. His name is Andrew Duhan. He's from the New Orleans area. Um, I don't know. I have a feeling he's going to be one of those names, those like the Ray LaMontagne, that sort of style. I mean, it has some Louisiana flavors to it as far as one of the names is the girl from Plaquemine. The fog rolls in, Bayou. It's got that thing. I mean, the name of the album is the Parish record, so it's got that thing. But it's not. I don't know. Y'all go check him out. I would like to hear what everybody has to say about him. He was really good, but then to watch, like I said about something else, is watching the other artists actually kind of get discouraged by watching him. Like, son of a bitch. Now I gotta play two after that.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was one that Hood sent to Edie to add to the festival.
Oh, nice.
So,
very nice.
Which is a whole nother different
Adam Hood reference.
All right. So anyway, yep. There's a song on there that he wrote for Adam Hood, which is another tie-in to the pod. So,
cool.
Anyways, all right. The very final question that started as a joke on episode 1, and now it is a requirement that we ask this question, Gatlin. So, no, there's a lot of pressure here. What is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
Oatmeal cream pie.
There it is. There it is, folks.
Fair enough.
All right.
I was waiting on the on the lag to catch up, and yeah, I got you. But it was still funny. It was like pause, laugh.
There it is. Yep. All right, folks. No, you're good, man. Thank you all for joining tonight. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week, next Tuesday. I think it's Casper McWade, but I need to confirm. He is next week, but I can't remember if he's Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyway, y'all go make sure you follow Gatlin wherever you steal music. Give him a listen. Get to one of his live shows. Hey, if you're in Justin this weekend, you can come see him on Saturday. So y'all take care. Thanks for being here, Gatlin. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. See y'all.
See you.